On Musgrave's Pressure Washing Institute, guys, contractors first. I'm here with Mr. Marco Raimondo, Washmart, our washers, guys, out of Houston, Texas, and Fort Worth, Texas, and maybe soon in another place in Texas. But what I want to mention, guys, is nationalcleaningexpo.com. He's got a free event going on in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And it's up right now, and he doesn't know this. He's got probably 85 people registered for it already. What's the date? September, what is it? September.
I believe it's the 13th and here, let me double check.
Go to nationalcleaningexpo.com, guys, and register for that thing. And then don't forget, man, on the 9th, 10th, and 11th in Houston, he's going to have his big show. Last year, there was hundreds of people at that show. It's going to be just as big, if not bigger, this year. We're going to be having a lot of fun, guys. Just like the last show and all my shows, guys, I'm going to do this tonight instead. I'm always going to be giving away one of these a week, and I'm going to be giving this away next Tuesday on Tech Tuesday. It's a $200 cookbook. All you got to do is ask a question, share something. You're going to get thrown into a fishbowl, and we're going to throw you in that fishbowl, and you're going to have a shot. You're going to have a chance to win, guys. And we drew out. Jiggy won it last week, but here's the big fishbowl, guys. And look at there's hundreds of guys in there already. But don't think you don't got a shot, because I put new people in every week, and we don't add in all, the entire people that we've been doing since we've been doing giveaways. So you got a fair amount of shot. But what I do want to tell you tonight, if you ask a question tonight, there's potential. You want to inbox me, I'm going to get you a gallon of chemical of your choice. I got like 1,000 gallons of chemicals to give away that I haven't given away, and I got to give those chemicals away. And some of them are from Roof Tech, some of them are for Washmart, some of them are for Panhandle, EBC, F9. If you just name the chemical, I'm sure that I could give it away. So if you ask a question tonight to Marco, and by the way, what we're talking about tonight is supply chain. Tell them what we're going to talk about, Marco, and also tell them a little bit about yourself. There's some guys out there that I'm sure, maybe some guys that don't know you.
I'm Marco with Washmart.com. We're based in Kemah, Texas, which is a suburb of Houston. We're 8 miles from the city limits of Houston, so to keep it simple, we call it a Houston pressure washer, power washer store. We are opening a location in Fort Worth. It's not actually open yet. I'm actually kind of wondering what's going to happen with this damn economy and people's spending habits, because I feel like opening another store right now is like opening myself up for...
You and me are going to argue that, but here, so we don't argue. Let's just,
all right, we're not going to argue.
Let's just make dinner. No, let's just make dinner. The real estate market is only going to fluctuate 5%, and it's going to go up every year in the next 5 years, and it's never going to have a downturn more than 5%. So if you want to buy a house, you better buy it now, because it's not doing anything but it's going to keep rising. All this stuff about the economy, you want to get into this, they are not going to beat tech at this point. Technology. They used to be able to tell you, Wall Street used to be able to say, hey, man, it's going down. We're going to bottom out. That's all a game that we played in the past for the rich to get richer. Marco, I'm going to use the same amount of toilet paper next year. I'm going to drink the same amount of water that I drink. I'm going to use the same power. It's everything I'm going to use and consume is going to be what? The same or more. And it's not going to be less. It's not going to be less. It's never less. So the economy is going to continue to do what? Grow. It's all a spoof. Don't buy it. You heard it here first. Don't be scared. Keep growing. Keep moving. And the people that are turning off their advertisement right now, they're the losers. Keep moving and keep advertising.
I'm actually making a blog as we speak about this current subject. And after talking to you, I've actually done more research and found the companies that come out on top are the ones who advertise, because it's way easier to be seen. And that's true. I remember in 2009, all the Chick-fil-A's were always busy because they were the only ones that were still getting clean, and all their competitors around them were dirty as hell.
Marco, can I tell you something?
What?
Tony Shell wanted to bet me $1,000 that restaurants were going to close. I will not take that bet, but I try to make a bet with Tony Shelton. I said, Tony, I bet you will make more money in the next 2 years than you made ever in your life. He would not take that bet. Here's my point. Starbucks, over the course of history, closed hundreds of stores annually. Did you know that? Annually. Stores are going to close. 5 restaurants closed by me, Marco, that should have been gone before COVID. Guess what happened in those 5 spots?
What?
5 more new restaurants opened up. Okay. This economy ain't going nowhere, man. Okay. It ain't going nowhere, and they can't put a spoof on us. Now, I might be dead. Okay. But in 2033, we're going to see a downturn like we've never seen, but it ain't going to happen until then. And I'm not going to tell you why, because I'm not going to tell you why. I might tell you privately, but I'm not going to tell you why on the internet. And
Okay.
Darren, you're wrong. You're out your mind. Real estate ain't going down 35%. It ain't going to go down 35%. Won't do it. And here's why, Darren, so you know. Real estate trusts are buying these foreclosures from the bank without anybody even knowing about it. They're not going to auction. They're not doing anything. REITs are coming in and saying, bank, you want us to make money on the interest on your deposits? We're going to take those loans. We're going to buy them back from you, and we're going to resell them. And we're all going to make money on the, what's that? What is that? The paper. Because they make a lot of money selling what? Paper. You know how many millions of dollars are made in paper? Anyways, this wasn't about the economy.
I know. I was like, so we're going to talk about power washer equipment or what?
It is about the economy, though. It really is. The economy.
No,
hey, we got 22 viewers, though. At least we're interesting. Hey, the reality of this is exactly what we're talking about tonight, supply chain problem. And I think, Marco, you wanted to talk about 2 important subjects with 2 how many billions of dollars are they annually every year? How many these two guys you want to talk about? What is it? Is it 20 billion, 10 billion, 5 billion? How big are they?
Are you talking about Honda?
Yeah, how big are they?
I don't even know the size of Honda. I do know that
hey Siri,
I do know
Honda's annual revenue.
That's good. It's going to go into automotive whenever you ask her that. I'm about to be right. Okay. So, Ron, are you waiting for that to give you an answer, or do I continue?
No, I got the automotive, just like you said.
Yeah, I figured you'd get the automotive answer.
Talk to him a little bit, Marco. Go ahead and give him a shout.
I don't know the answer to that. I do know that there are companies that traditionally were getting 6 to 10 containers a month in engines, and they're not even getting a third of that now. There's some companies that are not even having any allocated to them at all right now. And that's another big reason why you're seeing a lot of these big name brands switching their engines out to Kohler, Vanguard, CRX engines. And you're going to see that more and more, even with companies like Alcoda. I think Hotzi actually has their own brand. I think Karcher has their own engine. I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about the engine, but the reality is I'm having customers that will call and they're demanding that they have a Honda 690.
While I was gone, I had to go to the bathroom because I didn't get to go to the bathroom between Jerry's show and mine. So, did you tell them about Honda?
I mean, I said some stuff.
Oh my gosh.
So, the CRX, Doug, so far they're good. I have one actually in the field. We're running about 40 hours a week on it just to see if we have any small things that happen with it. But the thing is with Honda is we're having customers that are being very picky, and they're like, well, I want a Honda GX690 because that's the engine I've always used. And whenever I call Honda and say, what's my lead time on this engine, they tell me 150 days if you're lucky. I don't think our customers are taking this very seriously. I've had customers that say, I'm going to just wait until I can get a Honda. I go, all right, well, I hope you're not behind on work, because you're going to be behind on work if you're waiting on a Honda to come in. So that's one thing is it's a 150-day lead time on Honda engines if you order today. It's actually worse than that. I have a order we placed in September, and I still haven't received the PO. It was for, I think, 32 IGX 800s. So yeah, it's the 22 horsepower CRX, Doug, that I was talking about. We haven't ran the 429 or the 208s. I've only ran the 679. They call them a 680, but it's actually 679 cc CRX.
I know the number on these CRXs.
What, on how many are getting sold?
I was standing in the warehouse, and I didn't believe when he said, I'm not even going to say the amount of motors they had, right? I was standing in the warehouse, and the only other, crazy enough, the only other warehouse I saw a million pumps was AR's. Okay. General, I never saw that many in General. I've been to General's warehouse in Minnesota, never saw it, but AR had a million pumps, and that warehouse was, I don't know how many thousands of square feet, and they were stacked 3 stories to the ceiling.
So
3 stories to the ceiling.
AR and Comet have been pretty good about getting inventory in, where whenever AR tells me they're out of pumps, the longest I've had to wait is 4 months. And I know that's actually really bad, but that's the longest I've had to wait is 4 months. That's actually a lot better than some other, manufacturer. Like Vanguard, my lead time was 18 months. It's like, that's not even really a lead time. That's just an answer to get me to let me know that it's not even happening. Kohler, the diesel engines have been getting scarce. The KDW 1003s, they did have a batch just come in. They've already sold out. Meat-Art had 50 come in, and they were gone within 2 days. I grabbed 2 of them.
So you did tell them the biggest problem right now we're going to have. You just can forget about getting Honda motors, and you can forget about General Pump, right? I mean, they're not.
I didn't bring up General Pump yet. So if you're wanting a TS 2021 or TSF 2021, whenever you place an order, you like, as a vendor, for me, if I place an order, they have like a back order of like 800 or 900 pumps, like just on TS 2021. So as soon as they come in on the container, they're already allocated. So if I place an order, when that container comes in, I'm going to get the next container, which I don't even know when the next one's coming in. I think they just had one land this week. And I think all of their General Pumps, TS 2021s and TSF 2021s, are already allocated. So being able to stock these pumps just to retail them is not really feasible right now. The only people that are going to be buying them is going to be OEMs that use them in their builds. So people saying, I need a spare TS 2021, it's just not happening. What I'm going to recommend is get your kit 1 and get your kit 69. Get your kit 169 and kit 170, because what I am noticing are people are rebuilding their pumps, not just because it's harder to get them, but because the cost on these pumps have gone up minimum of 20% with every manufacturer. And it's about to go
I
up again.
I found a pump rebuilt will only last half his life.
That's true. That's true, because there's a lot of other things you have to consider. Like in the packings, for instance, the brass starts getting pitted whenever you're running harder water. So the packings are not going to last as long as they did the first time, because there is a little bit of playroom in the brass, and that's the reason why replacing those brass rings is necessary if you're planning on just keeping the same pump forever.
I wanted to clarify. Yes, 2033, Doug. Some of the guys just joined us won't know what we're talking about, but yes, that's going to be the next serious downturn.
The other thing people are not really understanding the urgency on is how expensive polyethylene tanks are becoming. They're not getting, like, what I'm buying them for now is substantially more expensive than what I sold them for. I'll give you an idea. Our cost on a 525 tank was $430 a year and a half ago. Now our cost is $950.
I wonder why Amber doesn't come in with her name showing.
I don't know. I have no idea.
But you do, according to her, you have the RW535 in stock, huh?
Yeah, we have a few of them. Comet's been pretty good about, they'll run out of pumps, but they've been really proactive as far as ordering in advance, getting pumps in. Hey, Ryan
Cash, the all-in-one Roof Tech exterior cleaning machine. I just got to get that pitch in for him. You know what I mean? He sold like 100 of these things now.
Oh yeah, the one that has the high pressure with the bleach.
High pressure and soft washing all in one unit. When are you going to build one of those, Marco?
Not anytime soon. We have so many other things that we're dealing with. Well, we have a new poly chain design that we're waiting on parts to come in from Gates, but we have a new poly chain design that we're doing for our machines.
So we got problems with Hondas. We got problems with General Pump. Are we foreseeing small engines in general are going to be a problem, right? For a while, right?
They are. One thing I've also noticed is people were buying Predators, and then whenever they return them for a warranty, they can't get another one at a lot of locations. That has been becoming a frequent joke around here is, yeah, I bought one and I bought the extended warranty, and then I brought it back, and they said, well, we don't have any in stock. So that's also, and the reason why they're out of stock is because people are seeking them out more because they can't even get a Honda. And that's something that's happening. And the
I won't mention names, but I saw a very well-known manufacturer distributor actually selling Predator motors. I'm not talking about Heath. I'm talking about a guy. I was actually surprised.
Yeah.
You know, when this guy's selling Predators, things have gotten bad.
It's gotten extremely bad. Yeah. And Honda held off for the longest, but they just announced their first price increase on us. So hey, Sean, they just announced their first price increase. So the engines are going to go up about $400 per V-twin engine starting on the next, as soon as we get these engines in. And
can I lock 2 in at the old price right now?
No. I'm not. Whenever we get these IGX 800s, we're only allocating them to builds. Like I won't be able to retail any of the engines. It's rough. You know, we've had to have some engines that we've had to even settle with for the TDW models, and the TDW models don't have a key or a throttle control because that's the only thing I could get. Well, now they don't even have those. I can't even get those now. And so that's been a big issue. Kohler, the CH730s, I've been trying to get them. I'll order 20 and they'll send me, the last month they sent me one. So it's been getting really hard. I'm actually really glad these CRXs came out when they did. Like I said, I don't know what to expect out of them. They're manufactured well. I mean, I'm not going to knock how they're manufactured. I just haven't tested them enough to be able to say this is a badass engine. After I've run it for a year and made $100,000 with it and it's still running, then I'm going to say, yeah, this is a great engine. But I can't do that until I've run it at least for 500 something hours. You know, it's hard for me to say this is the real deal without me running it.
I don't know who this is, Marco, because we don't know who it is. They're gonna have to put their name in the thing because it's not showing us who they are. I wonder why that does that. Sometimes you can't tell who the people are.
I'm not sure.
It must be Shelley Shelton. That's who I'm guessing.
Maybe. Oh, it might be, yeah, because they did get 2 of the IGX 700s. But one thing also people need to realize is I've had people waiting on P40 soft wash pumps. Last year I ordered 20, I got 5. Whenever I order them, I consider myself lucky if they just send me one randomly on an order because they'll have 800 on back order and only 150 come in the country. I mean, that's what happens with the P40s.
You know what I like to do? I like to go down to the lawn and garden guys, the mom and pop guys, not the big guys, the mom and pop guys. This is a tip for everybody. You can walk back there and get a full skid for like $250, and you got extra components. And 9 times out of 10, like these guys that are selling like these, you say that IGX motor hasn't been tested, but I happen to know it's just another motor. They just painted another color. Okay. So they've been out for a long time. They're proven motors, you know.
Oh, the CRX.
They're proven motors. But the reality of it is, you're right about getting the kits to rebuild and stuff. Buy these used washers that aren't working. The pumps flew off of them, but the motors are still good.
If the motor is good, that's a big thing when you're buying a used piece of equipment.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, these guys say, well, it's not working anymore. It doesn't pump water anymore. But they got a 20 horse Honda that's worth now. You just said they're worth $2,200 because that's the price increase.
So here's a good tip for people buying used equipment and older hot water machines in particular. This is something that you need to expect. If they say the machine hasn't run in a long time, but the engine still runs, but the pump is not really working well and they have low pressure, one thing we have found is if the machine is like over 10 years old, and once you get the pump running and it pressures up to 3,000 or 4,000 PSI, a lot of times, poop, the coil will have a weak spot and burst water out, and then the coil fails. So whenever you're buying a used hot water machine that's over 10 years old, plan on it just being a cold water unit. And if the heating system works once you have the pump running, consider yourself lucky. But if you're going to buy it with the intention that the burner and coil will not work once you get the pump running with the engine. That's something I'm noticing. Guys are buying really old rigs just to save on cost right now. Whenever you do, just don't expect that coil to actually function, because a lot of times whenever they're not used for so long, they oxidize more because they don't have, like, I don't know why it is, but whenever they're not being used, apparently it's worse for them and they oxidize more just from the moisture. And I don't know, maybe it's because they're not burning it more. I don't know the science. Pretty sure my dad knows the science, but I don't have him right here to ask. But yeah, we've had people where they'll finally get it back up to pressure and then the coil pops. So that's something to just be expecting. So if you see a used Pressure Pro that's over 10 years old, don't be spending $4,000 on it just because it has low hours or something like that. The coil might not even be working on it. Something just to think about.
Yeah, but you got a $3,000 motor. Hey, John, I sent you a link, man. Come join us. I sent Tornabene a link. I couldn't help myself. His political question triggered me.
Oh, his political question, man. I'm trying to not make this a political thing at all, man. I didn't even try to get all up in the economy. It's just that the economy is part of all this. But I will tell you this, and a lot of people need to not be so discouraged about, because like this month, I know a lot of residential washers are really bogging down, and because a lot of people, it's their first year and they don't realize, well, there's two huge elements that they're facing right now. One, it's June, and June is always a huge slowdown because people go on vacation on June. So they're not there to look at their dirty house and call somebody to get it clean. Also, it's the first time people have been able to freely travel. So people are really traveling right now. I mean, it's like everybody, these travel agents are like on fire right now because it's the first time people have been able to like go to Europe again without having all these crazy restrictions. So there's a lot of people that are traveling. But on the lower income side, people that are on a fixed budget of like $50,000 a year that normally get their houses washed like once every 3 years, they're the ones that are not going to be buying many services right now because they are on a fixed income. And if they only have $800 of disposable income a month and their gas and food has gone up as much as it has.
I know the answer, but I'll let you do it. You're the tech expert, not me.
Is it possible to take a Honda engine off a lawnmower and put a pump on it? Just because you could doesn't mean you should. That you're talking about a vertical shaft motor, man. You're going to get a 2 gallon a minute, 2,000 PSI pressure washer. You can. That's for residential use. I mean, you'll go through all that just to have something.
So to keep the show going and not have everybody fall asleep. Okay, let's just talk about this. What is the most ridiculous thing you've seen increasing? We got 400 on a motor. What's the most ridiculous thing?
Coils. Absolutely coils.
Isn't that ridiculous?
So
is it because of the steel?
Engines have gone up 30%. Pumps have gone up 20 to 25%. Coils have gone up 80%. 80, almost double. My cost 2 years ago is almost half of what it is now on a coil. That's no joke. That's the reason why these hot water machines, where people were able to get a hot water 8 gallon a minute for $6,000 to $7,000, that's not happening anymore. That's just not. It's not even a reality.
It wasn't 100. I think he sold like 92. I exaggerated a little bit.
What was it? 98.
92, think something like
92.
somewhere around 92.
92. Okay,
somewhere like that. 92 right. Rigs. It was like $10 million. You know, the funny thing is I was talking about those motors. When I saw those motors and I said those pumps, I couldn't believe it, man. Because like it was funny because Bill was like, hey, we need to sell $6 million worth of these motors. And as you know, we announced them in January, and then you didn't start buying them. And then when you started buying them, they're like, we don't have any more, Marco. And they got you some, but you know.
Yeah, no, we got I think 20 of them in the other week, and we've already built 4 machines with them for retail. They're going to be kind of like our first line of them out there. Oh, by the way, I'm 110 days sober today.
Congratulations!
110 days.
110 Congratulations! Days. That's awesome, man.
I mean, I'm at a point now where I can actually go to Scallywags with a customer or a vendor. They can have a beer, and I just drink soda water. That's just like a Topo Chico. That's like my go-to drink now. Whenever
you're not drinking a bunch of non-alcoholic beer.
I'm drinking a bunch of no. That's just stupid. That's stupid. No, I'm not a no duels kind of guy. I'm not no duels kind of guy.
With the Markabon equipment, if even worth part of being of an organization for discounts, asking for a friend. I happen to run an organization, and you're probably going to be shocked at my answer.
I have a smart ass answer to that.
No, don't worry about it. You can get your own discounts on your own.
No. So one thing, people have a misconception of orgs. If you're going into an org thinking that the only purpose of you going into it is for you to save money and it's just going to give to you, it's really something that you're supposed to give to. It's really something that's meant for you to be there to be a support for other people that are involved in the organization, more than what can I get out of it. Eventually you do get stuff out of it. One thing I've noticed, like, I have a pretty close, niche group of people that I'm associated with. I went to the OTC. I went to the OTC just last month, and one of our guys that's over in Seattle, he was like, man, I sell oil field equipment, but I'm down here, for the OTC, but I actually have a house, because he saw me wearing a pressure washer shirt whenever I was there. He goes, I have a house that needs my roof washed. I'm over in Puyallup, which is a small town outside of Seattle. And I go, hang on one second. I go through our little directory and I found a guy. I said, hey man, you do mossy roofs? He goes, dude, I do them every day. Okay, great. Here's this guy's phone number. Linked him up and got a job. I mean, that's what the organization is about. I go out of my way to make sure that people are getting connected. That's how I market, is I connect people. I find people where they can connect with other people. Even if I make no money out of it, I don't really care. My goal is to make sure that the people around me are successful. If I fail, that's my damn fault.
Can I talk now?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Okay. Marco's absolutely right. You're supposed to give. The people always think it's corny, like you give, you're going to get it tenfold back. But reality is, when you mentor somebody and you are and you're mentoring them, you actually get stronger by mentoring others and helping others than anybody even understands and realizes, because you're constantly going over the fundamentals, and you never stray away from. The problem a lot of times with a lot of people that are very successful, they'll get caught midway, and then they'll realize, whoops, why am I on a downward incline instead of going up again? And they always forget, because they get away from the fundamentals that made them successful. And when you're mentoring somebody, especially new guys, you never forget that those skills are going to be replicated and repeated all the way through your entire business process. Next, I want to give Xavier a tip. Join an organization, Xavier, if you want to help. And I don't care which one you join. I do recommend that you join one and support your industry. It could be the PWNA, IWCA, CETA. It could be BOMA, anything like that. But here's the more important thing. If you are doing parking garages like John Tornabene, he belongs to the Parking Garage Association. If you're doing restaurants, join the National Restaurant Association.
You do apartments, join the Houston Apartment Association.
If you are doing community management, join Community Association Institute, okay? But just joining them is not going to do anything for you.
You have to get involved.
You have to go in there, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. There's a guy named Chris Apple. He listened to me a few years back. He now has 14 or 15 units doing $3 million in Nowhere, Arkansas. In Arkansas, okay? He became on the board of directors for BOMA, Building and Owners, Buildings Owner Management. He became basically on their board. He was inside the entire thing. And I'm gonna tell you right now, he gained a lot of business from a lot of those relationships. And he was on the inside of all the people that were hiring him. How'd you like to guys go to an event instead of being up in front of 300 pressure washing guys? Be
You're
up in front of
300 customers,
400 or 500 of your customers, right?
Yep.
Talking to them, but don't talk to them about pressure washing because that's not what they want to hear about.
Nope.
They don't understand that one, Marco.
I
Go and do a lunch and learn and tell somebody how to clean a sidewalk. That's going to be the most boringest thing you could ever do for a lunch and learn.
Man, relationship building. I feel that I'm actually pretty good at a relationship building style business. But there's still a lot of things that I need to learn. And one thing a lot of people have a hard time understanding is they don't care about what you do. They know what you do. Okay. They're going to find out what you do if you're involved enough. The Houston Apartment Association, I was a part of that. And it was funny because people would ask me what I did. And I say, we do power washing and parking lot striping. They're like, here's my card. We totally get that shit done, every 2 years. And I go, okay, well, that's pretty good to know. I didn't really know about power washing orgs until I joined the Houston Apartment Association, and I learned a lot. I networked with a lot of people, and I still get apartment jobs periodically just off the connections I had whenever I was in the association, but I left it. I think I left it during the year of COVID because it's kind of whenever I shrunk my business down on the cleaning side. But joining non-power washing orgs for your local market is extremely important. But you have to be active. You have to go to these luncheons, and sometimes they're boring, but sometimes you just have to go and you have to get involved. And it's kind of like what you do for your kids whenever you're getting involved with stuff that they do at school that's super boring, but you do it anyways because you're there to be a part of your kid's life. You're being at these boards to be a part of your business's life.
Guys, don't forget about this event. This is in October. It's going to be the largest cleaning event in history, guys. It's the CETA Power Clean Show. And not only are you going to have CETA Power Clean Show there, you're going to have the IWCA, the PWNA, the UAMCC. CETA will be there. Every major organization will be there. It's going to be the biggest in the industry. And you're going to see John Tornabeni's garage cleaning class, which I've just posted the link right there, guys. You can sign up right now, I think, for like $99, or you can wait to get there and pay $499, guys. So if you're going to sign up, make sure you get signed up early, guys. There's a huge discount if you guys get signed up early. And Veronica is going. I'm going to tell you right now, you want to talk about some woman that can sell here. This woman right here can sell, and her husband, he knows how to run some equipment. I can't wait till they come back out to the show. Craig, man, I'm telling you, man, Craig is just he's not only a beast. I mean, he is a beast, but I mean, the equipment he has is a beast, and he cleans the shit out of stuff. Really does. Yep. Glad to have you around, Veronica. And Veronica, you and I should do a show. I know you may not want to talk about it, but she is one hell of a salesperson, guys. One hell of a salesperson.
Yep. And she hates it when Craig comes to my store.
Don't forget, guys, in Houston tomorrow, and it's probably too late to sign up, isn't it? They got a staining. They got a staining class. Yeah. Caleb Roth told me, man, the thing was packed. You're gonna have like.
I'm actually nervous because they're all gonna be at my dad's house, and I'm like, man, this is gonna be a lot of people. My dad's gonna be freaking out with having 40 people in his front yard.
He's gonna throw them off the property.
I was like, hey, Dad, you're getting your fence stained for free. That's cool, though, right? Yeah.
Oh, that's funny, man.
It'll be well. He just built his fence, and I was like, man, this would be a perfect time to get it stained. I looked, I was like, it's only 47 feet long and it's 3 feet tall, so it's really perfect for like a small class because that could be done in one day just on hands-on training, you know.
If I'd have known Caleb was coming, I might have flew out. I thought it was going to be Michael. I really thought it was Michael coming. I would have came if it was. I knew it was Caleb coming. I'd have came out. Those guys, not that I wouldn't come out, Michael. You're a great guy, but I mean, Caleb's the boss. So I would have came out there because Caleb's fun to hang out with.
Yep.
Those guys.
Why not my house? Because my dad has a brand new fence, and I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to stain a brand new fence.
Marco's killing two birds with one stone. I love it, man.
Now I don't have to stain it.
Now all the students will be out there. We stained Marco's fence for him. He had us out there all day.
No, they're staining Dad's fence, not mine. No, my fence, I did just build a fence in my yard, but that's going to take longer than a day to stain. Nope.
Funny. All right, we got a guy. You know what, Veronica? We'll get you a link. We'll drop you a link as soon as I got one. There's a special link for you to sign up because as a UMCC member, there's a bunch of big – wait a minute. There's some discounts for you that you'll actually save some money. And that one's not a BS discount. You will actually save some money. So, and plus get some other freebie stuff. Yeah, the Power Clean event, man, I'm excited about it. It's going to be a great event. Great event. Not just because John and, it's kind of funny because we're going to have the dynamics of all these people that, all this, factions of the power washing and window cleaning and the mobile cleaning industry. A lot of people are going to be in that.
And all three tiers.
All of them, man.
Manufacturer, vendor, user.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they don't know that customers will be there. They don't know that. They don't get that. They won't. They'll be like, why is Walmart here? Why is that big hospitality group called Marriott? Why are they showing up? What are they doing here? But some contractors will get it.
Yeah. Yeah. And are we going to be working on that event, having people come in that are also the buyers for the services?
Absolutely. I wouldn't do anything else. I'm going to market to it. I mean, at one point in time when the UMCC had the 1,000 paid members and 8,000 free members, we were seeing that it was organically happening. You know what I mean? And then we were trying to push it. And the next thing you know, we did have these people coming in because one, they were concerned about environmental and they were concerned about safety stuff. So they were coming, trying to figure it out even for their, even if they had in-house stuff. But a lot of them, I remember, I don't know I'm not going to mention the name of the supplier, but they sold the hospitality group, I think damn near 200 machines, 200 pieces of equipment. Yeah. At the show. So that's like a home run, man. That's a home run, Yeah, hell, that's a grand slam, isn't it? That might be a grand slam. Yeah,
it's a grand slam. That is a grand slam.
Okay, Ryan. Ryan will be there. He will probably bust over 100 units by the time he gets to October. So he'll be there, and he'll probably sell. His goal for next year will be 200 units. Yeah, it's 4 or 5 days, Doug.
Ron, by the way, let me bring up something. So we're going to make an announcement tomorrow with a post. I might post it tonight. We're building our 500th power washer. It's serial number RW0500. It's our 500th power washer. We built 6 of our 3,000 at 5.5 machines, the skids that are key start gear driven. Out of those 6, one of them is the number 500. Whoever ends up purchasing and receiving that 500, and we sell them in the order of the serial number.
Gets a new car.
No, they get they are going to get a free a 19-inch whisper wash though.
Nice whisper wash.
There's going to be a surprise 19-inch whisper wash to whoever buys.
Marco, I got a cold water unit to give away. I got 8 whisper washes to give away. I can't give them away, man. I got no time. I got all these damn things people give me to give away, but I can't give them away. Everybody like, now I'll take one. You can give me one. Well, no, I got to give them away and I got to promote it.
Are you going to do your quiz to give something away to these guys or what?
No, I'm not going to do any quiz. I'm quizzed out.
All right.
I'm quizzed out. Guys, get this. This is our industry rag magazine right here. The Cleaner Times, if you've never heard of it.
It's been around since I think the 80s.
Yeah, and your dad's been in it, and I've got some copies
my
of
uncle.
them.
My dad and my uncle, both.
Well, you need to tell me what issues, because I don't know if you know this, but I made a video. I have every issue.
Really?
Every issue.
I'll have to look back because I think my dad's probably from the 80s.
I have every issue. I have to go out there. There's like, those big black totes with the yellow lid. What are they called? The Tough Box, or what are they called? Gorilla, the Gorilla container. I got them. I got 10 of them, man. Took 10 of them. And it's since the late 80s. And there was a time period where they stopped publishing, and then the name changed. And then, but it was the same people. People.
John just heard a bang, which means he just got a 60-pound package. Oh, 120-pound package.
Nice, John.
Yeah, so that's the gray non-marking hose. It's rated for 10,000 PSI. It's actually an industrial hose, but John Tornabini bought one for me like 5 years ago. We only sell them to industrial clients, and he just goes, man, this is like the best hose I've ever used for parking garages. So every like couple of months, like we have a couple in stock because I'm like, all right, it's just a matter of time. John's going to buy some more of these half-inch 10,000 PSI hoses. They're so heavy. But he likes the hoses.
Is it cleanertimes.com?
I'm not sure, man.
Let me go get the link.
Yeah,
I'm going to go get the link. It is Cleaner Times. It is cleanertimes.com, but I'm getting the link so that we can I'll post it. I'll post it on up. What the heck? Why not? Why not give Cleaner Times a little, since we're going to be at the CETA show with them, why not?
Cleaner Times has a lot of good information, guys. They talk about things outside of house washes and driveways and dumpster pads. I mean, there's a lot of things that you don't realize that you can clean in markets that you can get into. If you read the magazine for 12 consecutive months, you're going to know like so many different ways that you can make money with the power washer, because they talk about so many different niches that you don't even realize that are even there. Or niche.
I need to put the graphics up, man. Look at all those people that are coming to that show, man. And that's doubled since this, because I'm looking at an old version of this. But guys, I want to actually tell you this too. If you joined the PWNA, I think you get a free copy. I'm not positive about that, but I think you get a free subscription. At least I've never paid for it, so I'm thinking that's the only way. That's the only reason I get it, right?
Yep.
I don't. It's through my PWNA membership, and yes, I belong to all the organizations. Everybody always asks, "Oh, you're a UMCC guy." It's okay to belong to the other organizations. There's no reason not to. I know Marco belongs to all the other organizations too, don't you, Marco?
Yep, that's correct.
How many vendors, Veronica? I will get you that list, but I can guarantee you this: just between there's 4 or 5 over $4 billion companies that are coming. And when you talk about equipment that's going to be there, you're going to see their latest stuff right there on the floor. It's going to be loaded with equipment. Here's the problem. Let's explain this to him, Marco. If you want to buy a Honda motor from Honda, you're going to have to order a train car full to probably get them to sell you a motor at the show. Right, Marco? Would you say that's probably
if they even have them?
Right. If they had them, you'd have to order.
Hypothetically, if they had them, you'd have to buy a container full.
A train car, yeah. Well, now it's a container, right? But that's the reality of it. But that's okay, because there are going to be lots of guys like Marco there. But Marco don't sell on the floor either. He's a distributor, but he'll be more than happy to take orders, because you're not dragging stuff to the show, are you, Marco? You're bringing equipment?
No, I don't even have a booth. I'm going to be a part of the show. I'm teaching at the CETA show, the PWNA CETA show. I will be teaching a LinkedIn marketing class there. I believe it's a free class. I'm not taking payment for it. Maybe they are. I'm not. And
John Tornabeni is a WashMart R washer customer. There it is right there. He just bought your 100 half-inch non-marking hose, because he's the the highest paid garage cleaning teacher in our industry. He's the highest paid teacher in our industry.
John Tornabeni.
John had to report the extra $250,000 he made last year on his tax returns by teaching the industry garage cleaning. I let that cat out of the bag, John. I'm sorry.
John, I got to go look at that it ended up being 5 million square feet today.
Wow.
That's 5 million square feet. Yeah, that's what
that'll be a while.
I don't know about that one.
Look at this, man. Greg Tatum says you can come help him sell shit in his booth. Marco, now I would normally say what Marco would be doing, but this is going to be new waters that we're treading. Marco is actually going to be sober. Are we still doing karaoke, or we don't do that?
Oh, I can do karaoke. I have no shame. I'm okay with that.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I just will be chugging a water instead of a beer.
The first time I went out in Phoenix with Marco to a place to do karaoke and have a few adult beverages, we were spreading COVID all over the place. But you remember that day? You remember that night?
Yeah. Yep,
We've got the video of you screaming in people's faces. 3 days later, you're on your back.
And 3 days later, I got COVID.
And your son was keeping you alive by bringing you
Yeah,
water.
I found out later it was actually my kids that had COVID, and it got passed on to me by my children.
Yeah. And hopefully you didn't kill anybody in Phoenix. So,
Didn't have COVID when I was in Phoenix.
Oh, yeah. Technically.
Yeah. But
Mr. Containment here. We got a little laugh out of Greg Tatum. I hung out with Greg Tatum, man, the first time, man. He was a lot of fun. I got to tell you guys a little bit about Greg Tatum, man. One of the best wood instructors I've ever seen in my entire life. I can't even believe this guy. You know what? Maybe he's not the best, but he's at least the most entertaining guy.
Hey, entertaining's good.
And that's part of it. Yeah, that's part of it, man. Keeps you on your toes, man.
I want to bring up something because it says the deal with the marketing tips on the top of this video. A lot of people don't know this, but I made a small series. It's like 3 to 5 minute videos on different styles of marketing for people that are looking at doing marketing for their business. If you go to the washmart.com YouTube channel, I have 5 videos that are totally free. It's just on there. And if you go through those videos, it's going to give you an idea on what you want to and what to not look at. And I could, oh, by the way, I didn't update this on the Angie's List video, but they just literally charged money on my credit card that I didn't even consent. I don't know where the hell the charge came from, but it was almost $1,000 without my consent. That was first time I've ever had to do a chargeback.
Well, now you know how to do it.
It's a process.
Amber beat me to the dang link. She beat me to it.
Oh, Amber. Yeah, Amber's really fast. So here's what's funny about Amber. If you're calling her and you're saying, hi, my name's Jeff. I'm with Power Clean. She's already typing up your profile and literally pulling up everything about you. And she's like, oh, okay, what are you needing? Well, I'm needing a triggering. Oh, okay, you're needing RL56. That's what you purchased last time. Is that what you need? And they're like, yeah. See, she already has their purchase history. She's really, really fast and really sharp whenever people call. I've actually learned a lot just watching her sell. It's entertaining. Amber is a very unique salesperson, and I have learned more from her in sales than anybody I've ever met. Unfortunately, she's not the type of person that likes to stand in front of people and talk.
Apparently, John Tornabene says she can sell ice to Eskimos.
Amber is like, she was awesome to deal with it whenever she worked for powerwash.com. Whenever I was a contract cleaner full time, she was great to work with. I remember one time I was asking something on Facebook about a part for a diesel engine, and she sends me an email saying, we could get you parts for this Kohler diesel engine, and had it all broken down. I was like, man, this girl's sharp. And she has been great. And she's not just good at sales. She's really passionate about what she does. She's really good at saying, hey, we have issues. We need to fix them. We've been fixing.
But the problem is, Marco, we got to get her out of her comfort zone. She has to do something. She has to do something in Fort Worth, man. She's got to do something, man. She's got to get up there and teach those people those skills. We got to get up in front of that crowd, get her over that fear.
She's really modest because I think she believes that she's mediocre at sales. And then I sit back and see everything that she does, and I'm like, there's nothing mediocre about what you do at all.
Nothing. No.
And
be careful. Be careful if you get on the phone, because you might buy some stuff you don't want.
Well, no. So that's one thing I wanted to cover. One thing that me and her do have in common, and it's something that made me very comfortable hiring her, if someone is calling and says, I want to start a new power washing business, great. Who are your customers? Well, I don't know. I'm going to feel it out. I was thinking about getting a hot water 8-gallon a minute machine, a soft wash system, a 325-gallon tank. I was looking at getting a gooseneck 20-footer, and I'm like, you have no business plan and you want to spend $30,000. I was like, man, I really think what you should do is get like a 3,000 at 5 or 4,000 at 4 cart and a surface cleaner and feel for it if you don't know what it is you're going to do and you have no business plan, because at least you have an awesome power washer to clean your house if you decide this isn't for you. And that's the same thing. Like we try to consult is really what we try to do is, what are you going to clean? Oh, you're cleaning vent hoods. Why do you want a hot water 8-gallon a minute machine?
I just got my dessert. One fresh cookie. Sorry, Marco.
But that's something about her that is extremely unique, is she does not oversell. She does not undersell. It's appropriate for what the person needs. And that's really what we try to get at is, I don't want to sell someone 2 8-gallon a minute machines if they're just planning on doing 3 residential jobs on the weekend and they're a full-time guy that just wants to wash on Saturdays. I don't think that that's best for the customer for us to sell them that. We want to get a feel for how much business do you want to have, and what is it that you plan on doing, and what are you realistically going to start doing? And what we want to do is kind of coach them into, okay, if you're planning on just doing a few shopping centers, how about starting with a 35 and 5.5 hot water unit and have it very simple. And then if you decide that you want to start getting in a larger scale work, we can leave space on your trailer so that we can add to it in the future if you decide that's the direction you want to go. And that's really what we try to do is, and it's probably not the smartest thing on our end as far as capital coming in, but I feel like it's what's best for our customers. And that's one thing that does actually make us different, is we will undersell to make sure that they get what's appropriate. So
oh my gosh. You know what, Marco?
What?
Tomorrow, you're going to have to give Amber a raise. There's nothing more you can do at this point.
What did she do?
What do you mean, what did she do?
What she
you
do
got
now?
all these people saying how wonderful she is. You're saying how wonderful she is.
Everybody knows how wonderful she is.
You call me up tomorrow, the first thing I ask you is, where's my raise? Maybe when this video's over with, I call you and ask you for my raise.
Yeah. Hey, I can't talk right now.
Marco's done. Marco's done now. He's not. She's okay.
Well, she's mediocre. She's really mediocre at being awesome. I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, she's been she's been amazing. I mean, she's not just good at sales, but she understands systems. She understands the necessity of having a healthy inventory, on having healthy inventory being accounted for. She really is just stellar at what she does. I mean, she's helped me next level this business, and
I can tell you what it is, man, but you just didn't. You know it when I'm going to say this. It's nothing to do with how wonderful or how great she is. It's really not. That's just her as the person that she is.
Yes.
You want to know what the reality of it is? She loves what she's doing.
Yes.
She really loves what she's doing. And it's not a job for her. It's not a job. It's something she loves to do. I've talked to her about it. I've told her, man, even though she loves it so much, you got to check away from it, because you have to spend that time with your family, your friends, and stuff like that, because we all get caught up in hobbies, right? And we love it. To her, this is like the best thing she likes doing, and she was doing a lot of it, and she was doing too much of it, and she had to tone. I told her, you got to tone that back, man, and we got to go spend time with the people. We want to spend time with them, but we'd rather be shooting pool or playing cards. Amber would rather be selling pressure washing equipment.
Yes.
That's all he did. What are you doing for your spare time this week, Amber? I think I'm going to spend a couple more hours selling some extra pressure washing equipment.
That is Amber. What are you doing at 11? Well, I'm closing 3 more deals. I'm like, you're closing 3 deals at 11? Like, yeah, they work at night. They do business at night.
Well, at least she's not hitting you up tomorrow for a raise.
She's the most well-paid person at our company. I mean,
Oh,
she makes more money
that's
than I
funny.
do.
That's funny stuff.
Yep.
All right, Marco. We've been in an hour. I don't think it's been a boring hour. We've had anywhere from 20 to 60 guys on at one time. I know it's going to be a well looked at video, especially the politics. Do you want to finish it up with some bad politics, or do you want to?
Man, I don't want to finish. Ron, you know me. I hate politics more than anything. What I want people to think about is on the deal with the marketing. And I said it earlier. What I've noticed in 2009, when all these restaurants were really struggling to stay in business, and a lot of Tillman Fertitta was buying them up left and right. But what I noticed is the clean ones were the ones that were staying busy, and Chick-fil-A was super busy when everybody else was not. So where people are going to be more selective, it doesn't mean they're not going to go out and eat, but they might be more selective about where they go. We need to get better about selling the value of what we do. We don't just make things look better. There's a lot of things that we do other than just cosmetic cleaning and making.
So what do I always say?
Make it a safer environment.
Look for clean places to sell, not dirty ones.
Yes.
Because the dirty ones don't care and they don't understand what
and
you
they
just
don't
said.
value our service.
They don't understand what you just said. I'm sitting at the National Restaurant Association, okay? And there's two dudes, this guy named Hector Rios, which you can look him up and find out how many billions of dollars he makes and what group he's with. And then there was this guy named Jeff Sagi, and he owned another group. And he had just been given that award you were talking about cleanliness. And it was a national chain, and they were awarded the cleanest chain restaurant in America at the time. This is in the 1900s. Okay, so don't worry about it. These guys still are around because they're giants in the industry. But this one group on Wall Street, basically the guy, because he got that award, Wall Street funded money into him because he gave the credit of their success to cleanliness. And he went back and capped up some 70s commercials. People don't realize this. The 70s and 80s commercials at McDonald's are a dude in a white suit and the hat, and they're mopping and they're cleaning. And when you used to stop on the road or anywhere, Dad could get a good cup of coffee and Mom could get a clean bathroom. And that's why McDonald's had this early success that they had, because they cared about that. And people would stop. Mom gets a clean restroom, Dad gets a good cup of coffee. Those were a great combination.
So Whataburger's success, whenever I worked there, I realized what made them so successful was cleanliness. Whataburger is probably one of the cleanest fast food chains. Working there, they're extremely clean. They power wash regularly. They clean the buildings regularly. The bathrooms, they made us check it every hour, even if no customers came in. We just checked it every hour. That was just
to make sure there was no mess in there.
They had us spray sanitizer on the toilet seat every hour.
Marco, when you get out here in November, Whataburger has invaded Phoenix. It's an invasion. They've gone down everywhere and they beam these buildings in. Boof. They're
like Starbucks, but for hamburgers.
Hey, and they're putting in these quad, like they're making Chick-fil-A look silly with these double drive-thrus. They're putting quad drive-thrus in, man. I'm like, what's going on, man? It's like insane. Them and Cane's. I can't believe what Cane's is doing. It's insane.
The Whataburger I worked at, do you know what we kept our labor at on the graveyard shift? 6%. I don't know if you know how good that is.
It's crazy.
But 6% was what we did on the graveyard shift, because we're right.
You hustled.
Thank you for choosing Constellation Whataburger.
When you know cops are eating at a place, it's pretty decent.
Yeah.
Not that it's just open 24 hours, but cops eat there at normal hours. It's a pretty decent place. Yeah. Am I wrong or am I right, John? John Tornabene, ex-cop or retired cop. I shouldn't say ex-cop. By the way, also, guys, I wanted to explain something. If you don't know John Tornabene, he is the largest part-time washer in the industry, just so you guys know that.
The largest part-time washer.
All right, Marco.
All right, Ron.
Wrap it up, man. We're going to have the Washmart event, Dallas Fort Worth, September. I don't know what the dates are. Go to National Cleaning Expo.
The 12th and 13th.
Get signed up, because I will tell you, this show will fill up. This is not going to be Houston. There's not going to be 500 people there. This is going to be the intimate show, 100, 125 people. The seats are going to fill up. There are like 80 seats already filled. You guys make sure you get signed up for this event. Would love to see you there. It's going to be a great event. It's either going to be, I'm not going to say, I'll say where it might be. It might be at a main event. It might be at a Top Golf, or it might be at a hotel, but it's going to be at one of those three places, guys. So make sure you guys get signed up. Whichever we do, we're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be a heck of a fun. And yes, Craig Tatum, I will call you and get your credit card tomorrow. There will be a vendor room there, and we'll be happy to sell you a booth with no doubt. And you can probably do some education if you want to.
And I'm leaning towards Top Golf just because I love Top Golf.
I love Top Golf. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. Top Golf is fun whether you're drinking or you're sober, right? It's fun.
I just want to get Top Golf.
And if you're not drinking, you won't fall into that net that catches you. You know, you won't.
Yep.
You don't have to worry about that. So, Washmart, guys, look forward to seeing you there. National Cleaning Expo. Thanks for coming out tonight, Marco. Pressure Washing Institute, Contractors First. Go to National Cleaning Expo, guys. Get signed up for all the events that are going on throughout the entire year. There's a